Well, this is awkward. Let me explain myself. I think that 10:30 a.m. is a pretty reasonable time for somebody who is self-employed like me to wake up on a Friday, right? And, I think it's pretty common knowledge at this point that I do pre-record my morning 10 a.m. PST videos the night before, and then upload them whilst I'm sleeping before waking up and then continuing the show, right? This is the second time, I'll say, that the video that I pre-record the night before and schedule upload in the morning is completely invalidated in between the time span of me scheduling the upload and the time the video gets put to public on YouTube. Because, ladies and gentlemen, Sean Monahan has been traded to the Winnipeg Jets, and the return is not capo caco, everybody. A 2024 first-round pick and a 2027 conditional third-round pick. That's it. And I know what you're thinking. You could go out there and say, wait, that's it? Really? Like, we saw Elias Lindholm just get traded for a boatload of stuff. First, fourth, Yermo, Kuzmenko, Brustevich. And as we had talked about, and I believe it was this video right here, the gold mine video, even though you could say that because the Elias Lindholm trade from Vancouver to Calgary pretty much set the market in a way, I was making the argument the entire time saying, yeah, I don't necessarily think that Sean Monahan is gonna have that same value, even though he's got more points, even though he's pretty much the same age, even though his cap hit is cheaper, even though he's also a rental. The fact is, Kent Hughes and Sean Monahan did not have the same reputation that a guy like Elias Lindholm has, and he's not as versatile. Meanwhile, for the Winnipeg Jets, they are getting themselves a guy who will help them out in their forward core, middle to top six forward. You can put Monahan on the power play if you want. If you want to talk about his point production this season, it's been nothing short of honestly spectacular in terms of what we've expected Monahan to do. 35 points, 49 games played, 60-point pace over 84 games played because the Winnipeg Jets have fewer games than the Habs this season. But as we see Monahan head over to the Winnipeg Jets, of course, the biggest thing to keep note of is the fact that his production probably will dip. Like, there's no reason for Monahan to continue putting up a 60-point pace with the Jets, considering he may not be a top power play guy on this team. He may not be one of the more utilized forwards on this team. Plain and simple, the Winnipeg Jets are a lot better than the Montreal Canadiens, so there's a lot of room for Monahan to be pushed down the lineup. But if you've got a team that is probably going to make the playoffs. I mean, they're one of the best teams in the NHL right now. Just look at the amount of names on here. Look at who's scoring points. All the 20-point guys over here. You've got 10 straight up. Monahan's heading over to a team that definitely has a bigger chance at winning in the now, and if he does go over here, he does help them out, and he is one of many pieces that is able to score. Just take a look at it. I mean, the Canadiens have 5 guys who are at 20 points, the Jets have 10. This is a better team and a better opportunity for Monahan to go out there and win his cup. Let's go over to the NHL standings and see where the Winnipeg Jets are right now. They are still one of the top teams in the NHL, 6th overall, actually. And yeah, they're not tied for anything. They're just 6th overall. And by points percentage, they are 3rd. So Montreal, you could go out there and say that a lot of the similar sentiments we had talked about initially are still there. We discussed this in this Monahan trade price video back a few days ago. But Frank Saravalli, Pierre LeBrun, they were all saying, yeah, Monahan's probably going to get traded for something like a first-round pick. So there you go, 2 first-round picks the Canadiens are going to get for Sean Monahan, 1 to take him in the first place and 1 to trade him away in the second place, and that is exactly what the Habs are getting here. Winnipeg is getting themselves a gem, but admittedly, this isn't really like the biggest trade in the world. It's just a first-round pick and a conditional third heading over to the Habs. Now, admittedly, I actually can't find what the condition is on the 2027 third-round pick, but again, yeah, I mean, it's 2027, who really cares? That draft is in 3 years, we'll know the condition long before this draft comes and goes. But for now, Sean Monahan has gotten sent over to Winnipeg, the return is not Capo Caco, and I'm looking like a pretty big fool for going out there and making this video, but I'm gonna go out there, leave it up, you know, just swallow my pride a little bit. I'll change the title or something, I don't know. But, you know, I do want to go out there and do some trivia too. The fact is, this is the second time in the channel's history where the 10 a.m. PST pre-recorded video is completely invalidated. Do you want to know the first time this happened? Well, I'll tell you the first time this happened. It was back in 2021. We made a video talking about how there was a rejected Edmonton and Chicago trade involving Duncan Keith, Ryan McLeod, Ethan Bear. This was a rejected thing on July 12th, 2021. The problem with this video was that, yeah, it actually got invalidated the morning of, because there was a Duncan Keith trade that morning, and the video was scheduled to be uploaded at 12:05, or not scheduled to be uploaded, scheduled to be in public at 12:05. So I got clowned when this tweet went live because, hey, wait a minute, Lego, you're talking about a guy that didn't get traded who actually did get traded. You're saying that there was no Duncan Keith trade. Just kidding, haha, there was. And now if you take a look at this one, I mean, I woke up, I was at karaoke last night. I'm not going to make too many excuses. I'm just going to let you in on my life a little bit. But yeah, this has been the schedule. So he actually got traded, and it is to Winnipeg. The return is not Capo Caco's second overall pick in 2019, but instead it is a first in 2024. So, as we had talked about with the Elias Lindholm stuff, the fact is the Winnipeg Jets are so good this season. They are 6th overall in the NHL and 3rd overall by points percentage. So if you wanted to go to the Tankathon odds, let's go out there and see this. I mean, this is still a very good website to take a look at what happens here. Winnipeg is projected to getting the 30th overall pick. But of course, that means they would have to make the conference finals. If they don't make the conference finals and they lose out somewhere in the first 2 rounds, we're looking at possibly a 26th to 28th overall pick. And while the asset management is fantastic here, you get a first for getting a guy, you get a first for trading him away, while the asset management is very, very nice. The fact is, Winnipeg is so good that you're not really going to see too much value out of this first-round pick when taking a look at other teams that will be having first-round picks. You know, the label of a quote-unquote first-round pick is so heavy. But there's a difference this year, especially, between the 12th overall pick and the 28th overall pick. They are very different because the draft drops off very harshly after, let's say, the 15 to 20th range. So we'll see where the Canadiens go with this first. Of course, the possibility does exist that the Winnipeg Jets just straight up lose a whole bunch of games. They go the LA route and drop from what is a 30th overall pick down to maybe 18, 17. It's possible. Likely, though, I'd probably say not. In fact, let's go out there and do this. What is a funny title that we can do for this Sean Monahan video? Let's go out there and do this. I pre-recorded this video. Sorry, I'm typing this one-handed because, you know, the microphone's off to the side here. I pre-recorded this video, and now I look stupid. Alright, there you go. Let's analyze the title. What is the score of that title? Oh, it's a 72. Great. It is clear what I'm talking about. Title is easy to understand. Title is not too long. Okay, great. That's a great title. We will leave the title like this. I will now press save. So there you go, everything is now live, and then we'll upload this video, just so it's not too misleading. Yeah, I think 10 a.m. is a reasonable time to wake up. What about you? Trade's going down at 8:30 a.m. in the morning, dude. That's kind of nuts. Kind of the con of living here in the Western time zone. But either way, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Montreal trading Sean Monahan away to the Winnipeg Jets. I'll say this, man. If the Vancouver Canucks somehow find themselves losing in the first 2-3 rounds in the playoffs, if Winnipeg goes out there and goes on a run, I wouldn't be too upset. Montreal going out there and giving a guy in Sean Monahan to supply support in a run like that, I kind of like it. But either way, Monahan was a great Hab. Who knows if he re-signs in Montreal in the offseason? We'll have to wait into the summer to figure that out. But for now, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Monahan heading over to Winnipeg. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.